forget stuff and you keep asking the same questions, telling the same stories. That's called Alzheimer's. And someday, Uncle Frank won't know who we are.
Tonight, through home video, a local family shares their loss as a lesson for others. A courageous decision to document how Alzheimer's really affects a family. When Jolene, I should say, Fyrick, found out her father, Frank, had Alzheimer's, of course she was shocked, sad, and full of fear.
But then she did something most of us wouldn't think to do. She grabbed her video camera, recording some 300 hours of her father's fight. Our Karen Drew has their story.
We've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, which is a degenerative disease of the brain, and my brain is basically dying.
This is Frank Fyrick. Diagnosed at 64 with Alzheimer's, he and his family had no idea what was in store for them. Up until then, Frank led a healthy, happy life with his wife Fran and 3 children. Frank was an active golfer and runner, a successful local salesman, but at age 59, he noticed his memory was starting to fail. 3 years later came the diagnosis. That's when his daughter Jolene, who's a TV producer, came up with an idea, in part to help her and her family cope.
I'll just follow you. You just do your life and I'll follow you and I'll make it into the thing that teaches people. So you'll be the star of teaching people forever and ever, even after you're gone.
Jolene wanted to make a documentary about her father's life and struggles with Alzheimer's, while at the same time giving him something to take responsibility for. Helping others.
He's always been a mentor, and that was being taken away from him. He couldn't work, he couldn't help and volunteer anymore, and I said, Dad, why don't we just do this?
She even captured his response to her idea on camera.
Well, maybe I can give some people some hope or something like that. Yeah, okay, I'll sign up for it.
Jolene took her camera every time she spent time with her dad, documenting an impromptu dance in the kitchen to just everyday interactions.
What'd I come up for?
A drink?
No, I came up to get something.
As the months turned into years,
I'm just at the point of breaking.
the difficulty of handling Frank and his failing memory took a toll on the entire family.
I can't just leave him there, I can't just leave him.
Which brought at one point even talk of taking his own life.
There's been a few times here in the recent past that I've thought about it.
I mean, it's the most horrible death ever. You forget your short-term memories first, and then you forget how to eat, you forget how to breathe, and you die.
The documentary captures the essence of what a family really goes through when a loved one is sick, from putting their father in a home to Frank's death 3 years after his diagnosis.
He passed away, Uncle Al, right in my arms.
Now, more than a year after her father's death, Jolene is taking those 300 hours of videotape and putting a documentary together.
What I'm doing is I'm putting a face, a real person face, not a movie star. I'm putting a face with the disease.
Jolene is also trying to use her documentary to raise awareness for the need for support of unpaid caregivers.
There's so many caregivers that are just literally drowning. I know the feeling. They're drowning every day, and they need to be saved.
She admits she has a long road ahead to actually complete the film. She hopes to have it at Sundance in 2013. But she believes the message and the messenger, her father, will be making a difference in lives to come for years and years.
People gravitated to Frank Fyrick, and I believe just because he's gone doesn't mean he has to stop making friends.
Zippity doo dah, zippity